What's going on, beautiful people? DLO Brands back for another video, and I'm gonna just let y'all see the screen right here. Okay, this is what we're covering today. GPT Image has finally gotten an update. The last update they had, I believe, was in April. I want to say, I don't know, but or maybe that was like a minor update. I'm not sure. Whatever, it's here. Okay, and you guys know I've been looking forward to this. ChatGPT image model, it had the cake for a long time, and then Nano Banana came out, and then Nano Banana Pro came out, and those are two models that came out, and image model hasn't really made any improvements. So they just released it. They just released the new ChatGPT images. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. Let's just look at this video real quick and see what it's talking about.
Reflected on all the angry skies, softly fragile body left here in the wet key, still food fresh from the boat.
Okay, so it looks like a new platform, basically, and that it's called ChatGPT Images. So let's just read a little bit. We're releasing a new version of GPT Images powered by our new flagship image generation model. Whether you're creating something from scratch, honestly, first things first, it looks like the aspect ratios have finally been expanded. We only have what, 1 or 2, 3 square 4x3 or 3x4, you know, and it looks like they've definitely expanded on that. You'll get the output you're picturing. It makes precise edits while keeping details. Generates images up to 4 times faster. Okay, 4 times faster. Okay. And a new images feature designed to make image generation delightful. Okay, cool. Is rolling out today for all users and is available in the API as GPT Image 1.5. Okay, so look, I don't think we should look at this as a full release. They did not say GPT Image 2. They didn't. It's a 1.5. So let's continue. The new images experience in ChatGPT, okay. Precise edits that preserve. Nano Banana Pro has been good at this. The model adheres to your intent more reliably, down to the small details. Only what you ask. Results that match your intent, more useful photo edits, try-ons. Okay. So they uploaded 3 subjects, 2 humans and 1 animal, and combined the 2 men and the dog in a 2000s film camera style photo. And this is what they had. Add chaotic kids in the background throwing things and screaming. Okay. Change the man to a hand drum. Okay. Okay. Cool. Put them all in an OpenAI sweater. Okay. All right. All right. Let's say this actually works like this. You know, honestly, every time you look on the research page, they're giving the highlights. They're not going to tell you the whole story. Movie poster. A movie poster. Wow. That's very nice. 80s fitness instructor. Wow. Okay. Okay. These look like things that it could have done before, but it just looks like its adherence to reference images and at least preserving details and subjects is completely upgraded. So fashion advertising. The GPT shirt. Dress up sim, painting, drink ad. Okay, cool. So they're saying that it follows instructions better. Draw a 6x6 grid. Is this a 6x6 grid? 6 columns by 6 rows. This is only 4. Wait, this is the new one. Okay. Cool. Text rendering. The model takes another step ahead in text rendering, capable of handling denser and smaller text. Now that is going to be a game changer. That's a lot of text, you know. Now change the article to the markdown below. Wait. Wow. It did it pretty perfectly too. And we see that this is a chat. So, you know, it's maybe they tried it multiple times, whatever, but I think it's good. So this whole ChatGPT image look that's like kind of orange, kind of fakeish, but realistic, that look, it looks like is dissipating. So we're getting more realistic outputs, and this says, you can't really see that text right now. Create with you imagine, Chelsea, I don't know. But this says, create what you imagine, Chelsea drugstore. Yeah. Okay, a new creation space. So they're talking about the sidebar. Okay, cool. You can, wait, is that uploading a cameo? Are they doing cameos with image? That would be smart. I'm pretty sure it is. Start the video over. Realistic, move, bratty, fashionable, highly detached. Wow. Okay, let me just watch the start of this again. This says image, bratty, choose a photo. Okay, it's just basically like a reusable style. Improvements and limitations. We reran many of the examples from our initial image generation launch to evaluate performance. Okay, so previously it was like that, now it's like this. Okay, so infographics are better. I definitely want to take a look at, you know, realism with generation. So like an animal's look, is it realistic and things of that nature? Because I remember early on when I was using photos for clients, sometimes the subjects or the animals in it that weren't close to the camera, they would just be kind of like blurry, like artifacts just sitting right there, and they just didn't decide. So you guys see this kind of orange look, that old chibi look. Then you have this new look, which is much more realistic. So it's available. Let's test it out. Do we have the images tab right there? Bam. Now we are in images. Okay. And this is on the Atlas browser. If you have not tried out Atlas, it does have a long way to go before it becomes better than Google Chrome, but it's still my main browser. So right here we have this new interface for creating images. And what I'm going to do is upload an image of myself, or an old image of myself at least. And let's do, can we get the folder? Let's just do this one. Let's say create a 16:9 thumbnail for a video titled ChatGPT Image Model Update. Okay. And I'm gonna just see like what it comes up with based on that. If it actually does the ratio, if it keeps my facial details intact, then I'll know that, you know, some improvements have actually been made. So, I'm pretty sure you can also access this in Abacus, most likely. If you don't know what Abacus is basically the greatest AI platform that I've been using, honestly. And if we go to Chat LLM, so if we go to image, we see the choices. So they don't have it yet, and it did come out today, but They don't have it as of yet. This is literally just hours later. So bam, it came up with it. It actually preserved let's do this. Since it already made a version, thumbnail, AI training. And I think you guys should do this as well. Get thumbnails, make it more similar to this one. Get thumbnails that you want to use as inspiration and just save them in a folder so that you can use them as references. Now, let's look at the size of this image. Let's look at the size of this image. So, bam, we have it right here. Let's get the info. So this is not 16 by 9. I'm actually not sure what ratio that is, but that's kind of concerning. All right, so they're not 16 by 9, but I think that it definitely did not preserve the details here. That's so stereotypical. Wow. But we are going to do a test comparing GPT Image and Nano Banana Pro. So what we're going to do is get this to this side. Then we're going to put this on this side. And we're just going to have it here. So, we have Nano Banana Pro open on Chat LLM, and then we're going to have the image model open right here. So I asked for a few prompts to, test this out. So bam, let's do this. Does the model obey constraints without drifting? What to evaluate extra people appearing, stuff like that. Okay. So let's do this one. Let's put this one in here. We're just going to get one image. I think this may be like a 3x2 or like I'm not sure, but let's just do 3x2. Let's do 1K, or maybe we do 2K. Let's just do 1K. We're not going to modify the prompt, and we're going to generate that. So it definitely is much faster, much faster. So this is what GPT Image model came up with. And it was said, create a photorealistic image of a modern coffee shop interior. Only two people visible, both people seated. No text anywhere in the image. Natural daylight from the left. Shot on a 35mm lens. Neutral color palette. Okay. So when we look at these, I'm going to be completely honest. Both of these are usable. Let me take my glasses off. Both of these are usable. Both of these are usable, but let's download both of them and just see, you know, which one side by side looks the best. Okay. Oops, wrong one. I will say it's definitely a higher quality. GPT Image is getting a higher quality for sure. So this is the Nano Banana one, Nano Banana Pro. Kind of zoom in. It's a lot pixelated, but this is not anything that cannot be fixed with upscaling. And then we have the GPT Image one, which still looks AI generated, but you know, we have a little bit of slop over here, like in that area, in that area, but at the same time, it's not so noticeable, and everything else looks pretty good, but like this is slop, like you don't know what this is, and I think there's something wrong here too, but as far as the image goes, like this looks like a good image. For this one, who am I going to give this one? Give this one to? I'm going to say, I think Nano Banana won this one. But I like, it's like a 7 compared to a 6.9. Like they're very, very close in, you know, how they do things. It's not as much slop in the Nano Banana Pro one. So we're going to do another one, and we're also going to test out the editing features of them. And to do this, honestly, we're just going to go inside of Gemini because that seems more fair. But, let's go back to images. Let's close this. Fast thinking with Pro. Okay. So let's get our next prompt. Create a high quality portrait. Okay. Bam. 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 Which one is faster? Which one is faster? Uh-oh. I think Nano Banana Pro is faster for sure. For sure. They're close though. Like they're actually really close in speed. Okay. GPT Image is taking a little bit longer, but this is what Nano Banana Pro came up with. And we're going to go ahead and download the full size. Yeah, get that. And bam. Look at this. GPT Image. Look at that, man. Look at that. Good looking guy right there, man. So, taking a look at the GPT Image one, it looks more like a professional portrait than the Nano Banana one. Like the Nano Banana one, it looks good, but it looks like it's just not as well shot as the GPT Image one. So let's see. Zoom this in. Okay. So let's zoom in, see the artifacts. Okay. So the Nano Banana Pro one is definitely lower quality in terms of fidelity than the GPT Image version. And I would say in terms of sharpness, GPT Image is taking this one too. So I think GPT Image is taking this one. Yeah, for sure. Like it's a night and day difference, honestly. So it's 1-1. The score is 1-1 right now. They are tied. And we're going to do one more as like a tiebreaker, but we haven't even finished this one. So we need to describe some edits. Okay. Bam. Change the background. Okay. So you're giving feedback on a new version of GPT. So they're doing 2 generations over here on GPT, and Nano Banana is going ahead to make those changes for us. Okay, modern office with a floor to ceilings window. So this looks cool, but I don't think that the colors changed. Like the colors didn't change at all. And I believe when you're changing the scene, especially, you know, like just change the colors or at least put it in a scene where it matches the lighting that's already there. So did they change the colors over here? Let me see. I'm not sure. Which one is better? I think this one is better. Okay. So, bam. These are the 2 generations with the edits. Both of them did the edits correctly, but Nano Banana lost this one too. GPT Image has made the edits better. It looks like this picture isn't as out of place as the Nano Banana Pro picture, and it blurred the background just like you need in a portrait. So, you know, depth of field is very important in portrait photography. So, bam, we're going to open this and we're going to open this and we're going to do the last edits. Change that to a black hoodie. Change that to a black hoodie. Everything else must remain identical. Okay. But it's definitely an improved model. GPT image model is definitely an improved model. And I'm very pleased at what they're doing. I'm very pleased at this. You know, in terms of image generation, I just think that GPT image seems like the polished model. All right. So we have this guy changes to a black hoodie. Everything else stayed the same. Let's see. Yeah. Everything else stayed the same. For sure. Okay. Let's see on this one. Image created. All right, bam. Nice. With this one, I am still gonna say GPT image just because it's a better looking portrait, you know? We're not gonna add any more points, but we're gonna do a tiebreaker image now and see which one is actually going to win it out for us. So let's go back to images and we are going to do this last test. So an infographic. Let's see who makes the better infographics. What to evaluate? Multi-object spatial logic. Maybe we do this one as well because I want to test out the spatial logic. And see what that's going to be like. Style retention under transformation. Follow up, edit, replace city street with the suburban neighborhood. Okay. So, wow. So Gemini is also testing models. So which one do I think is better? Include exactly these bullet points with no spelling errors. Okay. I think that this one may be better. This doesn't look like an infographic. It just looks like a design, but you know, let's see what GPT image is going to give us. And I think since this one isn't as impressive, we're going to do a couple more tests. I love that both of these have the generations centered. That's one of the things that they constantly got wrong in Nano Banana and also GPT image model 1. And this one, so they're not too crazy. They just changed the icons, but I'll say just for the icons, GPT image won that one, but I don't really think that's a great test for them. I think it should have been a more in-depth, type of infographic creation. So let's go ahead and get this spatial knowledge, spatial understanding, create a top down. Okay. Bam. And let me know what you guys have been thinking about the channel. We have passed 600 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me, showing up in the channel, you know, coming ready to learn and sharing. We've been going live lately, so definitely catch one of the lives. I'll set out a, you know, predictable schedule pretty soon, but right now we're just testing out our equipment, making sure that we can actually do it. And the last stream is up for replay, so definitely check that out. I was basically showcasing my current AI vibe coding projects. So bam. We have all objects are evenly spaced. That's what we're looking for. Even spacing. Okay. I think Nano Banana Pro definitely got some even spacing. And you know, GPT image, the spacing is a little off, but I think it's still a good image. And it's not necessarily top down. Like Nano Banana Pro really has a top down look of it. And what I'm going to do for both of these is add my logo to it. Add this logo. I'm going to say add this logo. add this logo to the notebook and the icon to the phone. Okay. Screen. Add the logo to the computer screen as well. Let's just say that. Let's just see if it can add a logo on there, which I believe that's a very basic, one, but, And for this one, it's not going to go on the computer screen since the computer screen is not up. So we're just going to send that. See if we can get some good edits in. Create a cinematic movie poster. We're definitely going to do that. Yeah, we're definitely going to do this one. Okay. Okay, so this Nano Banana Pro has really messed this one up. They did not follow instructions. I uploaded my logo and they just added the Apple logo. Add this logo to the notebook and the icon to the phone screen. Didn't follow it. But let's see if GPT Image is. Let's see if GPT Image is going to follow instructions. I'll be very surprised. But let's see. Yeah, it changed the aspect ratio, all types of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That thing was just going haywire. But damn. GPT Image added our logo onto everything. This one doesn't look right, but I still have to give it to GPT Image because Nano Banana Pro didn't even listen. But Nano Banana Pro won the original image, but not the edit. Okay. So maybe GPT Image model is really better at editing than Nano Banana Pro. I'm not sure. So let's do this last test. Excuse me. And we're going to create a cinematic movie poster. Bam. This one. Bam. All right, that was quick. So it was no text. A late night city street with rain reflections, muted colors, heavy grain, dramatic shadows. Okay. So these aren't really in-depth prompts that we're testing, but what we're looking for is to edit this one as well. So we're looking for style consistency and grain persistence. Okay, cool. This looks cool. Very nice. Now what we're going to say is open this and we're going to describe the edits and we're going to put it through. Describe the edits, put it through. Okay. So it is actually not using Nano Banana Pro. But I think I gotta, bump it. It used Nano Banana and it did it. Okay, so with a suburban neighborhood. Nice. But did it keep the street? Okay, it kept the street, but it did change it into a neighborhood, a suburban neighborhood. So I guess that works. This one did a really good job too. So if I'm gonna give it to one of them, I'm gonna say that's a tie right there. I'm gonna say that's a tie right there because they both did it very perfectly. And even though Nano Banana Pro was not used in the edit, it still did it good. What is that? I'm not sure, but all right. So that is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about GPT's new image model if you tried it out. First impressions, I'm going to say it's definitely an upgrade. It's definitely an upgrade. Looks like it's going to be much more suitable for a lot more use cases and consistency. And sometimes it changes the subject, but I think if you're using it in the primary prompt, meaning the first prompt that you put, you add your subject as the reference, then I think it'll always get it. So Definitely a usable model, more than usable. I like it a lot. C-Dream 1.5 also came out, and that's a great model too. Been using that a lot for client work. And yeah, man, I think GPT image model takes the cake on this one. It does. It takes the cake on this one. So, I'm not saying it's better than Nano and Banana Pro, but I'm just saying based on the test that we just did, it took the cake. So, let me know what you guys think. Be sure to join the AI Educate AI Lab community. The link is in the description. A lot of things coming to that platform. So definitely stay tuned. Catch a live. Definitely eager to meet each and every one of you. And this has been DLO Brands. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.